When we get up in the morning, along with coffee, toast, and cake, if you're like the old Stone Roadie, you like to wake and bake. Now let's join Craig, Reed, and Griff Martin as we head out on the road. So sit right back and buckle right in. It's a Wake and Bake Morning Show. It's a Wake and Bake Morning Show. It's a Wake and Bake Morning Show. Good morning.
The STONED Roadies Show, podcast number 136, Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz, episode 20. Action! Looky here, looky here. It's Friday morning, 6 a.m., March 1st, here on the STONED Roadies Show. And my name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the STONED Roadie. And thank you for coming today, this morning. I see y'all out there. How y'all doing all out there this morning? And thank you for showing up this morning. It's going to be a kind of a little special thing here this morning. I'm here all by myself this morning, and oh poop, I don't really like that one. Let me see. Podcast 136, the STONED Roadies Show, episode number 20, Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz, action. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the STONED Roadies Show. Hey, thank you for showing up this morning. And yeah, I see y'all out there. Yeah, I can see y'all out there in my magic mirror here. Yeah, there's Betty and Sue and Linda Lou. Yeah, thank you for showing up this morning. Oh boy, what a mess. I've attempted to start one of these about 10 times, and it's getting to the point where I got to edit this thing and get it out by 6 a.m. So I just got to roll with this. We're just gonna have to. This is the last time I can start again, you know. So I've already messed it up a whole bunch of times. Charge. Oh boy, yeah. So yeah, I got my dogs here. This is my first dog, Leon. A lot of you have been wondering where my dogs have been here lately. They're still asleep. They're sleeping this time in the morning. This is my first Leon here. I put him in a genie jar. It's always sitting here on my desk. I don't know, for some reason I just picked it up and decided to show it to you this morning. But hey, thank y'all for helping me out and hitting me up with some questions. I'm just gonna go right into these questions. Yeah, I should point out, yeah, it's March 1st this morning. Yeah, March 1st, 2024, and we just finished up with February, you know, Black History Month for white people, you know. Of course, black people celebrate Black History Month every day of the year, like every race should. They should celebrate their own ethnicity every day of the year, you know, just like white people should. We shouldn't be ashamed of being white, like they're trying to brainwash us into doing these days. I don't know what's going on, you know, something to do with slavery that started back in caveman era, but for some reason us white folk in the USA are being blamed for the whole thing. Yeah, that's kind of mind control, I think. I don't know. That's what it is. That's kind of weird, but in my opinion. But anyway, let me see here. Oh, yeah, I'm here by myself this morning because Griff, he went to Oliver Anthony last night uh, in Plain City, Florida, or somewhere down in there. Yeah, they invited me too, but I couldn't make it down there. But anyways, yeah, he went down there, and I talked to him, and he said he was gonna film, and he was backstage and having a good time, but he wasn't gonna be able to come on here. Of course, he figured that out yesterday, So I asked for a bunch of questions, and y'all did send me a bunch of questions here. I'm having a hard time seeing here this morning. Oh, what a mess! It's been a real peculiar morning this morning. I gotta yeah, gotta get it together and get serious here. So, anyways, well, I can do it. Hey, if Joe Biden can get on one of these microphones, I should be able to do it. But anyways, what else we got going? Oh yeah, Kathy Godsey, she'll be on here with me this Saturday, yeah, with Mikey Lockhart. I guess the guy George, she was supposed to have one. I guess he can't make it. Let me get my microphone here closer, but we'll just get right into these questions. In case y'all don't know me, my name's Craig Reed, and I'm the Stoned Roadie, and my co-host Griff Martin. He's not here this morning, but by the title of the show, the Stoned Roadie, you probably going to tune in to see who the Stoned Roadie is, and it just by a coincidence, that's me. I'm Craig Reed, the Stoned Roadie, and my co-host Griff Martin, the rocket scientist. He's not here this morning, and this weekend, my other co-host Kathy Godsey, she'll be here for the Saturday night special. But yeah, my name's Craig Reed, the Stoned Roadie, the most famous roadie that ever existed in the dawn of times, yeah, whatever that saying is, yeah, that ever existed. So people say. So whatever, I'll just roll with that. So anyways, Joe Edwards, he wanted to know, were the cowpiles mushrooms the preferred drug for you guys? And I went, you know what? No, not really. But we kind of dilly-dallied into mushrooms every now and then, but it was more or less just the pot, just the marijuana. It was marijuana being drunk, and we back in the beginning days of the Hell House, they didn't even drink beer or nothing back then. No, they couldn't afford it. When I started with them guys, I was the only one. I had a credit card. I had to finance the vehicles to get from gig to gig. When I swear to God, when I was first started out as a roadie, I had a credit card, and they didn't have enough money to get the buses or the van and the truck from show to show, and I put it on my credit card, and then they would do a show and pay me back. I swear it was yeah, that's how it all started. It's yeah, looking back, yeah. Y'all want to hear some stories? Well, there's one for you. But anyways, Sherry Perdula, tell us about the food fight in the Austrian restaurant. Where was it at? And I think it was a birthday cake involved. I remember that Austrian restaurant. There was a whole bunch of pillows. Oh, it was a beautiful place that was all couches and pillows and, just kind of laid back and stuff. And we destroyed that place. I mean, we had a big cake fight in there, and it was all these couches and pillows and stuff. And, I mean, I feel bad looking back on that. We destroyed that restaurant. I think they had to close that place down for like 6 weeks and totally yeah, it cost a whole bunch of money to do that. Yeah, they had totally refurnish the whole restaurant. It was a mess. Yeah, we were. it started out with a cake, and they cut it Southern style, you know, with your hand, just chop it and then grab it and stick it. And you know, at this point in time, I could say who it was that may have, I think it was Ronnie did hit somebody with it. I can't really remember exactly who, but you know, they shoved it in their face, and then we had a bottles. It was a celebration from. Oh yeah, it's coming more back to me now. It was a celebration from from the Tremador something, our company over there, and Peter. Oh my God, it's coming back to me now about what it was, and it seems like it was in England, maybe London, but yeah, we destroyed that place, and a few places too, doing cake fights. But yeah, all I remember was it was all full of pillows, and we were throwing cake, and then had that champagne, and we were shaking it up and squirt. We'd hit somebody in the face with cake, and then squirt it off with champagne, and the floor was linoleum, some kind of a linoleum, black and white checkered stuff, and the floor got really slippery, and everybody those hit coming in the cake and fall down, and because the champagne and the cake made this floor real slippery, and oh, it was a mess. It was absolutely, yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, that was bad. Let's see what is the square root of 436? Oh my God. Well, God, I don't know. The square root of 400 is 20, and square root of 36. I guess that would be 20.6 or 20.8, I think. I don't know. I think that's a trick question, but yeah, it must be. The dog's name on the TV show. What was the dog? That was, yeah, Lassie. Was Leon really wanting to start his own band, and he was band where he was the front man and only sang and did not play bass? No, a matter of fact, Leon talked to me and talked. Leon and I talked about what would be doing if he didn't do Lynyrd Skynyrd, and he had a band, and he wanted to call it assorted nuts, mixed nuts, assorted nuts. Yeah, assorted nuts. Yeah, that's what the name of the band. He wanted me to manage his band. It was called Assorted Nuts. Yeah, that was his band. But no, no, he never wanted to be a singer that I know of. There's another one. Guy had a picture of Ronnie with black eyes, and it said, "Zoom in. Where do you get those eyes?" They were standing on the bank when Artemis was in the picture. It could have been a result of the incident in San Francisco. When we went out there, I think Artemis was in the band. Yeah, he was in the band. It could have been right after that, because it took a while for those black eyes to heal up when Ronnie got beat up in San Francisco. So it possibly could be with that. And Jerry Britsky wants to know about the have you ever heard of seen a copy of Steve Gaines' solo album or Crawdaddy band in Detroit that Steve was I heard they only made a few hundred copies of this, and somebody said, yeah, where'd you get that? And then somebody said that that thing was worth $400 now, a copy of that Steve Gaines Crawdad album from Detroit, I guess. I showed a picture of it, but I don't have it here in my notes. I couldn't get it on here. I'm going out on notes this morning. Surprise, surprise. Do you remember Ronnie and the girls singing songs on the plane that weren't always Skynyrd songs? No, I don't really remember just because I don't remember doesn't mean it didn't happen. But no, they were really rehearsed. No, they didn't sing other people's songs or anything, and they didn't even rehearse their own. I mean, we went on the road. They were really rehearsed, what they did sound checks and stuff. They weren't rehearsed. They didn't do much stuff like that on the plane that I recall. Uh, Talk about the fight on Ronnie's 29th birthday. That's Grady Tony. Grady, I think that's that 15-year-old guitar player that we're gonna that that um, tagged me on Facebook, and I was kind of looking at him. He's pretty good for 15. He's no Neil Sean or nothing at 15, but it's and me and Griff were talking. We'd like to have people like that come on and on the Stone Roadie show and make them more public. People, kids like that. It's a I don't know. I'd like to find out. Hey Grady, I'd like to find out. I'd like Chris said he's going to talk to you, and we're going to get you on and talk about when you started playing guitar and who your influences were and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, the Ronnie the fight in Japan on his birthday. Yeah, it was at B Blows, and I remember being there, and I was high naturally and drinking, and I was at that bar, and I really wasn't paying attention to what the band were doing. I was kind of doing my own thing, with and over there, and then there was a ruckus going on, and I went over there, and the next thing you know, we're all headed hauling ass outside to getting out of the damn thing, and I would go on and tell this big long story, but it would all just be a fabrication. Well, not really. I mean, I've heard about everything that went on about, one of the pilots took Ronnie's hat and all that, but I never witnessed any of that stuff. So I don't really like to talk about stuff that I didn't witness. I mean, but I heard the story that there was some girls or I don't know, these pilots were messing with Ronnie, and one of them took Ronnie's hat and put it on his head, and then Ronnie bashed him, and but like I said, I was busy doing my own thing. I didn't really, yeah, I wasn't really paying a lot of attention, but yeah, I was there, and that's what happened, and there you go. Oh, let me see here. Do you remember Ronnie and the Girls? No, I already read that one. Oh, that one. I noticed that Artemis's cymbal was cracked on Freebird the movie. Didn't the band have extra cymbals for him? At that time, I was actually the drum roadie, and that cymbal was actually. I know which one you're talking about. There was a bit. It looked like a shark took a bite out of it. There was about a 4-inch uh, section cut out of it. But I used a hacksaw. There was a big crack in it, and we were over in Europe, and that crack kept going down to where Artemis would hit it. So I took a hacksaw and cut that crack out so that it made that end of the cymbal lighter, so that the heavy end would stay at the bottom, so that crack always that section that was cut out, it was always at the top because it was light. So yeah, we didn't have to buy a new cymbal. Well, we couldn't buy a new cymbal. We were in Europe, but that solved the problem. Yeah, that he was always hitting that crack. So I cut that section out of the cymbal so it'd be lighter, so it'd stay at the top. So he was hitting the other end of the cymbal, yeah. But we did replace the cymbal at some point, yeah. But that's funny. A lot of people noticed that this cymbal had a big chunk out of it, and I know exactly why that was, because I cut it out of there with a hacksaw. Do you have any, Danny Barron, our guitar player that plays our intro and our exit, he wants to know, do you have any funny Marshall Tucker stories? And did you know Toy very well? And were they big partiers? Well, yeah, I would say Marshall Tucker guys, they did their fair show of partying, but I didn't really know Toy that well. I heard that Toy actually was the key person that got Artemis, the band with Lynyrd Skynyrd. I heard Toy kind of recommended um, Artemis to Charlie Daniels, and then Charlie Daniels heard that Lynyrd Skynyrd needed a drummer, and so he kind of recommended Artemis to it. So I heard that Toy kind of was involved in Artemis being the drummer. But I worked for Marshall Tucker for 7 years, but it was after Doug Gray. I worked with Doug and Jerry Eubanks and that was all the band that I worked for when I started with them, and then Jerry quit, a few years ago. But yeah, yeah, we did a lot of shows with Marshall Tucker. I mean, Leonard Skinner and Marshall Tucker were both really big then, so we did a lot of shows with Marshall Tucker and Charlie Daniels and Wet Willie and Grinder Switch and that whole lot. Yeah, but Marshall Tucker stories, I don't know. Not really. I don't really have any funny Marshall Tucker stories, from the old band, and not really. And from when I was with them either, I'd want to tell. I tell a few about me and John Coulter. Uh, he was another one of the roadies for Marshall Tucker, and we did a lot of stuff, fun stuff, But yeah, I won't get into Marshall Tucker stuff on the STONED Roadie show. Let's see. Who all liked to fish, and was it Ronnie or Gary? Since Ronnie loved Merle Haggard, did he ever get Ellis to play any? I don't know. Who all like to fish? Okay, Ronnie, Gary, and Billy. Yeah, that was it. Ronnie, Gary, and Billy all had boats. They all fished. I don't know if Steve liked to fish or not. Ed didn't know. Bartimus no. Yeah, just Gary. Ronnie Allen didn't fish. Yeah, just Gary, Ronnie, and Billy were the fishermen. Yeah, yeah. Um, that I know of, anyways. Uh, Cindy Hudson, I heard that Leon had a lot of different bass guitars, and that he gave a lot of them away. Is that true? Not that I remember. He didn't give a lot of them away. He broke a few of them, but no, I don't remember him really giving a lot away. He seemed very friendly. Leon was very friendly. Leon lived with me for a couple years right here in this house. Yeah. And yeah, but after he got divorces and stuff, and yeah, back in what was it? God, 80 or 90, late 90s, yeah, 98, 97, 98, yeah, back in them. Kath Keeble, if you could go back in time, and do something different, what would you be? I couldn't imagine. I'd probably be dead. Although this band is one of this lifestyle didn't kill me, but no, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. My God, when I was growing up I was growing up, I thought I wanted to play baseball, just like Chad wanted to do, my son Chad, and like Tanner's doing now. But yeah, then I got into teachers didn't like me much in high school, so I tried to play high school baseball, and that kind of fizzled out. But then there was cars and girls, and I kind of fell into that. And then the cars got me into being a mechanic, and I thought I wanted to be a mechanic. And then I got married and had Chad, and then I didn't really think I wanted to be a mechanic anymore. And then I was 22 when I met Lynyrd Skynyrd, and that was my whole life. I mean, I couldn't even imagine doing anything else. And it's kind of wild. It seems like a dream job, for people, being a roadie for a rock band. I mean, it's like people don't even believe. I've told people I worked for Lynyrd Skynyrd. They go, "Oh yeah, right, you did." It's kind of funny. A lot of friends of mine say they come to my house and stuff, and it's a guy that used to work for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and they think they're a liar and stuff. It's kind of funny. The other day, somebody was asking me if this guy was a harmonica player for Lynyrd Skynyrd back in the beginning, and I'm going, "Man, I never seen the guy," and I guess I don't know. It's kind of, there's a lot of people, it's kind of cool, that, you think, people are lying to say they were a roadie for Lynyrd Skynyrd, it's like a dream job or something. It's pretty cool, it's pretty cool gig. I mean, everybody I see, my dentist, my doctors, or anybody, you go, my dentist, he go, "God, that'd be great." And I goes, "Yeah, man." I goes, you'll make a lot more money than I ever did, but what are you going to do with your life? You're going to stand around all day with your hands in somebody's mouth, So you got to do your whole life. Well, not your whole life, until you retire pretty early, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Oh, well. Yeah, it was a fun job. What was your favorite tour? Oh my God, there were so many. They're all kind of run together, but I probably have to say the Torture Tour, 1975, where we did 88 cities in 95 days, and it was, that's one I'll never forget, so I don't know if that's my favorite, but it's definitely one that I'll never forget, or maybe, probably maybe even the first one. That's one I'll never forget. My very first shows. As a matter of fact, I got that itinerary here where I'm talking about my first shows I ever did and all the bands that we play for, and it's mostly Marshall Tucker, Grinder Switch, and Charlie Daniels. That from what I looked at it, anyways. There was a famous photos of the boys walking to the stage in Oakland holding their instruments. Why was their instruments not already on stage? Well, temperature and humidity and temperature and this, that, and the other thing have a lot to do with the tuning of the guitars. If they're sitting up on stage, the band would rather have them in their hands, and they like to warm up a little bit for a big show like that. But yeah, just to have them in their hands and not just sitting there on stage, because your hands warm up the neck. So you want to have it do a show like that to be precise, make sure you're in tune. You want just a little bit of temperature change that will change the tuning of a guitar. So. But yeah, normally I don't know. A lot of bands will go up and just throw on a guitar, but Skinner guys kind of like to have their guitars in their hands when they went up on stage. I don't know if you noticed, but most of the time they always had their instruments in their hand when they were going to the stage. Yeah, let me see here. Did Ronnie ever meet Merle Haggard? Not that I remember. I might be mistaken, but not that I remember. Were you hanging around when the boys were working on on working on one of their classics, such as Sweet Home Alabama, Give Me Back My Bullets, What's Your Name, That Smell. I was around for all of them. I mean, every single one of them. And when they were doing Sweet Home Alabama, I thought that was I've said it before, I thought that was the hokiest song. Sweet Home Alabama, diddle-diddle-dee. I just thought I would go, God, that's, compared to their other songs, it's just so, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But, it was one of their best songs, so that shows what a kind of a music critic I am. I'm the guy that said that Kiss would never make it. When I saw him at Alex Cooley's ballroom, I go, those guys will never make it, when they were just very starting. But yeah. Let me see. Oh, we talked about that already. Um, Brian Gibbons, he wanted to know if the footage of Ronnie and Gary interview in Bad Company, where he interviewed Ronnie, says that everybody would like to be a free bird. He wanted to know if that was my footage. No, no, Brian, that's a Pepsi Cola footage. That's not my stuff. Did Lynyrd Skynyrd ever perform on the Midnight Special? No, they never did. No, they never performed on the Midnight Special. Could you demonstrate how you got Alan Collins' guitar ready for a show? Yeah, just change the strings and tune it and clean it. And Alan's was no different than the other ones. You just change the strings and tune them and clean them and check the intonation. But yeah, that's about it. They were all the same. Alan's was no different than the other ones. And I've seen several videos where Gene Odom says JoJo was fired and she was trying to get her job back the day of the plane crash. Is that why she wasn't on the plane? Yeah, her and Alan got a little bit chummy, and Ronnie kind of didn't. I don't. My opinion, I think Ronnie kind of got weird about it, that situation, because they kind of just lived it. JoJo and Ronnie Allen just kind of like stayed in the same room and everything. They were always, if you notice in the hotel, in the limos and stuff, Allen and JoJo were always together, but yeah, I think Ronnie kind of didn't like that situation between Allen and JoJo, and but I guess she was gonna get her job back. Yeah, I guess that he was just trying to. I don't know. After Ed left, did Ronnie ever talk about him or mention trying to get him to come back? No. Ed even said that he never talked to Ronnie. I guess Ed said that he talked to Alan and Gary, but he never did talk to Ronnie. Ronnie never did reach out to him. That was Anthony Warhogs. Warhorse said that. I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't think I've been mentioning names. Barry Voigt. Did you ever know Ronnie? Ronnie. Did you ever know a roadie named Wolfgang? He was a roadie when Red, White, and Blue band were headquartered in Jacksonville during the early Lynyrd Skynyrd period. I never heard of a Red, White, and Blue band, and I kind of heard of a roadie named Wolfgang once or twice, I think, but I never heard of the band Red, White, and Blue in Jacksonville. I never heard of them. Not a Skynyrd question. Was just wondering how your grandson is doing regarding his baseball career. Well, he just got off the injured reserve list. You know, he was a tremendous shortstop and infielder, and something got into him. He wanted to be a pitcher, and I kind of, me and Chad both of us kind of went, oh, it's kind of risky being a pitcher because you go through college and you throw your arm out and stuff, and so he tore him did something to they thought it was his shoulder, and it found out it was just a bicep muscle. So I guess he's out of the injured reserve list. I guess he's going to pitch this weekend, he's in college. He's got a scholarship, he's doing it. He got further than me and Chad ever did. You know, Chad made it to the minors. I never made it that far. I got his mom pregnant. Yeah. So that's that story. Let me see. David Sellers want to know if you could smoke a bowl or two with Hunter Biden, would you? Yeah, heck yeah, I would. Yeah. I'd like to smoke a bowl with Hunter Biden. I might even do a hit of crack with him. Who knows? Yeah, that would be amusing. I mean, yeah, that would be something different. I mean, oh God. Steve Jones, when the band started to get recognized and popular, was there labels that had previously turned them down, now trying to steal them from Al Cooper from MCA, but casually couldn't do it? Nah, not that I know of. No, not that I know. And that's the end. Well, here's another. Oh, no, I've done that one. And yeah, I done all the questions. Yeah, I done all the questions. Okay, cool. All right, so this is at the bottom of my list. So I should have shown these first. I usually do, but yeah, we got a couple of donations. Lori Shoemaker sent in $25, and Lori, yeah, I got that yesterday. In yesterday's mail, I got $25 from you. And she also wanted a sticker. And Chris Eldridge got another $50 from you. And so that makes 125 on this time on the Forgotten Survivors Fund donations from you. Plus, you're a repeat donor. You donated 110 last time, so we really appreciate that, Chris Eldridge. And you're actually a really a great guitar player. I saw something you put up a sample of your guitar playing the other day. I didn't know you were a guitar player. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're pretty good. So yeah, thank you guys for your donations, and oh well, let's see. Griff gave me the episode 3 of Ken Griffith that I could put up at the end of this. I haven't decided whether I'm going to or not, though. I probably might. I guess maybe you guys are looking forward to it. So I don't know how long I've been on here jibber jabbering, but I kind of covered some Skynyrd questions and tried to do this myself. Like I said, I had some little things I was doing, and I worked on it for about 20 minutes, and then I shut it off and got all messed up. So I had to just say, oh well, abandon that stuff, and I'll have to just try to roll on. But yeah, so here we go. I guess that's it for the Stoned Roadie show for episode 136. This podcast 136, episode number 20 for the Wake and Bake Morning Buzz on March 1st, 2024. And where's my doodad here? I think we're just going to call that a wrap. And I don't know. I may or may not put the episode 3 in here. I think I will. All right. Well, that's it. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Later, gator. Bye.